Hey there, fellow travelers. Welcome back to Bon Voyage Cruise Travel, your go-to channel for all things cruise related. Have you ever thought about cruising through the Caribbean on your own? Well, I just did it, and I'm here to tell you that it's not only possible, but it's also incredibly fulfilling. I'll show you how I made the most of each destination, all while staying safe and sound. The purpose of this solo travel series is to show you that this is something you can do on your own. I'm on the Caribbean Princess off to the Western Caribbean for a week. Solo, never did this before. I want to show you what it's like and what you can expect at these certain ports of call and what it's like to be a solo traveler and experiencing the shore excursions or the different things I do. This is a sneak peek video to show you a little bit about Cozumel, Roatan, Costa Maya, and Belize. Good morning and welcome to Cozumel. I'll show you my experiences at each of these specific ports of call and how to make the most of them, because there is a lot to explore and it is totally doable on your own. It's kind of crazy being by yourself. You do have to use some kind of safety precautions, I'd say. In other words, you're not going to want to hop a cab and go explore. I mean, you need to have a kind of either an organized tour or have someone else to travel with. I wouldn't attempt that on my own. It's just not a good idea. So that's one disadvantage, I'd say. You aren't as free to explore on your own, but I think it's still advantageous in other ways. In Cozumel, I ended up just going out to the port and looking around and coming back, but there are shore excursions that take you around, and they are groups and people are just up for a good time, so it's really no big deal if you're by yourself. It's actually kind of fun. At the tail end of the pier, you have duty free that's straight ahead. Port city. There's 3 different ports in Cozumel. We stopped at Costa Maya, and it was just a self-contained little port, lots of little shopping. I wouldn't say they're good deals. It's probably on the US price side. A cup of coffee and something to eat with free Wi-Fi cost me about $9, so that was no deal. That's not Mexican prices, but it was just fun to get out and look around, and you can see by my footage, I enjoyed that. The water is so clear. It's amazing. Way over there. I would recommend watching your alcohol intake. Don't wear a lot of jewelry. Take a photocopy on your phone of your passport, or make a photocopy for your luggage so you have all your information readily available. Generally, all they want is your sea pass or your princess medallion, and then they want a photo ID, so I just brought my driver's license. But actually I only needed to show that in Roatan. So just bring, take copies of everything, leave your jewelry in the safe in the room. Just that's kind of modest and discreet, so you're not standing, you just want to fit in. Like I say, limit the alcohol intake, be aware of your surroundings and know what you're doing. Just use common sense. I wouldn't take off on my own anywhere far, even though I wanted to explore a bit. I thought I better do it with someone else, not just by myself. So today we are in Roatan. It reminds me a lot of the Dominican Republic. It's all lush and green. It looks like there's not that many people here, but this is a small little island off the coast of Honduras, and we'll be exploring Mahogany Bay, taking a chairlift kind of thing over there and just seeing what's around here. So as a solo traveler, this is a pretty safe place to be if you just stick around the local area where the beach owned by Carnival is located. The whole area is kind of like an all-inclusive beach, and the lounge chairs are free to use. The food, of course, costs. There's lots of restaurants and bars and food, and it's hot, but it was nice. The water is just gorgeous. You can tell by my videos. It was beautiful.
So here's a nature trail you can take. It's slippery, tree roots, walk at your own risk, that kind of thing. Brings you out here, and then the beach is right there. This is about a 5-minute walk. It was nothing too bad, but I already paid for this chairlift thing, so I guess I'll take it. There's the people. What a crazy idea, but I guess it gets people to and from faster. Breeze feels good. It's pretty hot here, I'll have to say. It's probably 85-ish. High humidity area. It reminds me of a private island, but it's part of an island that they own. And it's nice. It's very relaxing. I mean, definitely great for kids or anybody that just wants to hang out in the water and at the beach. The yellow chairs are free of charge. The clam shells are $30. The rental equipment for the beach itself inside the water is various prices, anywhere from $10 on up, and it's just a nice place. Wi-Fi is $5, all for an all-day charge.
People did some excursions out of the area and went and saw a wildlife park, and then some did some beach things, some snorkeling, so it was a good time. In Belize, I took a wildlife river cruise. That was pretty crazy. Basically, we took a trip down the river and tried to see what we could see. Animals in their natural habitat. We hit a manatee area. We saw a few at a distance. I wouldn't say it was super close. I saw one monkey and one green heron, so that was fun. They did offer free rum drinks on board, and people were definitely taking advantage of that. To watch what you're doing because it was super strong drinks. A lady next to me actually fell asleep on the way back, so you just need to know what's going on. But I was in this group situation from the ship. There were a lot of tours offered once you get off the ship, but I had this pre-booked, and it cost about $69. I had a lot of laughs. I talked to a lot of people, and it was fun. Even though I was by myself, it wasn't like I was by myself. Next place we went to was Costa Maya, and it's not too far from Quintana Roo. We took a 2-hour bus ride to some ruins, the Kohun Leech ruins.
3 masks, there are 6 masks up there.
Oh. So those are the masks that were recovered. We're going to go inside there to see what we can find.
The people on this group were from the cruise ship as well. More of an intellectual, educational group. I wouldn't say it's crazy, but you would expect that. It was a long drive, but I really enjoyed that. It was warm there as well, but learned a lot about some Mayan ruins and some of their culture, and I didn't really know much history about that, so that was really excellent. And like I said, even though I was solo traveling, empty seats on the bus, so I just had a seat by myself. They gave us a snack with water, and I talked to a few people that were from England and Canada, and a couple people took my picture for me, and it was just really a nice group of people. So booking a shore excursion on the ship is almost easier because it's all prearranged. You don't really have to think much. You just get on it and go. Make sure you set your alarm. I always set the alarm in the room for a wake-up call because I don't trust my phone. Sometimes it doesn't go off. And don't forget your shore excursion pass and your ID and your medallion. You're good to go. So it was easy. Basically, that particular port, you're walking off quite a distance to the end of the pier, and that's where you meet all the shore excursions, and you'll see all that in my footage. But I just wanted to say that venturing out on your own comes with its own set of things. I know in Belize I could have walked past the port area and there were all kinds of tours available. A lot of people did that on their own. I took this river cruise and that was enough for me. So I wasn't really venturing out too much on my own. I was actually happy to be on the ship when it was not so full, when people were in town shopping or doing whatever they were doing. So as you can see from my footage, it's nice to be on the ship also when there's nobody on there. I did meet a lot of people. There were a good amount of people that were traveling solo, and it was basically you talk to people for a little bit and then your best friends and then all of a sudden you're on to somewhere else and you never see them again. It's kind of like people passing each other, and it seems like when you're solo traveling, it's so important. Every conversation is important because you haven't really been talking to anybody. So I found that very fun, and I really enjoyed that. Western Caribbean itinerary, because I guess at the end of April it gets so warm that the ship starts slowing down. So I would think that the best time to go would probably be winter, or maybe even January, February, March. April was pretty warm, but like I say, it's a perfect itinerary, a perfect ship for solo travel because it's just easy. So that is what you can expect on the Western Caribbean itinerary. I will have individual videos on all these places and exactly what I did and how I did it, so you can see. This is just kind of a quick sneak peek of what's to come as far as where I went and what I did and my perspective. So please make sure that you check out those videos. I do have a playlist on the Caribbean Princess for the solo series as well as just the ship itself, and you can find that here. Thank you again for watching. If this has been helpful, informative, or you learned something, please make sure you hit that thumbs up button. That helps out my channel, and consider subscribing.
And thanks again for watching. Until next time.